On January 6th, 2011, a United States Secret Service agent walked into MIT. He was not looking for a terrorist. He was not looking for a murderer. He was not looking for someone who had hurt anyone. He was looking for a 24-year-old who had downloaded academic articles about science, about history, about medicine, about the kind of knowledge that shapes how we understand the world, knowledge paid for largely by American taxpayers. Locked behind a paywall most people could not afford, he thought that was wrong. The United States government decided he should go to prison for 50 years. His name was Aaron Swartz, and he never made it to trial. Welcome. If this is your first time here, this channel covers real stories. Verified and documented. Cases that happened, were investigated, went through courts, and were somehow forgotten by the time the news cycle moved on. No speculation, no theories, just what actually happened and what it means. If that sounds like something you want more of, subscribing takes 2 seconds, and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people. A like on this video does the same thing. And if something in this story hits you a certain way, leave a comment. It helps me understand what matters to you, and it shapes what comes next. Now, back to Aaron Swartz. But to understand January 6th, 2011, we need to go back further. Aaron Swartz was not a hacker in the way that word is used to make people afraid. He was a builder at 14 years old. 14, he co-authored the technical standard that powers RSS feeds, the technology that lets you subscribe to websites, podcasts, news, technology that hundreds of millions of people use every single day. He did that at 14. At 19, he was part of the team that built Reddit, one of the most visited websites on the internet. He was also a fellow at Harvard University's Ethics Center. A writer, a thinker, an activist, he believed deeply, sincerely, that access to knowledge was not a privilege, it was a right. And that locking publicly funded research behind paywalls that charged $30, $40, $50 per article was not a business model. It was a wall built between people and the knowledge their taxes had already paid for. In 2010, Aaron Swartz had access to MIT's campus network. Through that network, he had access to JSTOR. JSTOR is a digital archive of academic journals. Millions of articles, decades of research produced by scientists, historians, doctors, most of them at public universities, most of it funded by public money, all of it locked. Aaron Swartz began downloading it systematically, automatically. All of it, he hid a laptop in a basement wiring closet at MIT, under a cardboard box. He used a bicycle helmet to obscure his face from the cameras. He was not trying to hide from the world. He was trying to open it. Over the following months. His laptop downloaded 4.8 million articles, roughly 80% of JSTOR's entire database. On January 6, 2011, MIT police and a Secret Service agent found him. He was arrested. JSTOR, the organization he had allegedly stolen from, settled with him privately. They recovered their data. They released a public statement, they said. The criminal investigation and today's indictment of Mr. Swartz has been directed by the United States Attorney's Office. It was the government's decision whether to prosecute, not JSTOR's. Our interest was in securing the content. Once this was achieved, we had no interest in this becoming an ongoing legal matter. JSTOR was done, but the government was not. July 2011, the United States Attorney's Office in Boston indicted Aaron Swartz on 4 felony counts. Wire fraud, computer fraud, unlawfully obtaining information from a protected computer, recklessly damaging a protected computer. Maximum sentence, 35 years in prison, $1 million fine. Aaron Swartz pleaded not guilty. His lawyers said the government offered a plea deal. Plead guilty. 6 months in federal prison. Accept the felony conviction. Aaron Swartz refused. He said he had done nothing wrong. September 2012. prosecutors filed a superseding indictment. 9 more counts, 13 felony charges total, maximum sentence 50 years. 50 for downloading academic articles that the alleged victim had already decided they did not want to pursue. His trial was scheduled for April 2013. He never got there. On January 11, 2013, Aaron Swartz was found dead in his apartment in Brooklyn. He was 26 years old. His family released a statement. They said his death was the product of a criminal justice system reckless in its application of pressure. They named the prosecutors directly. They named the U.S. Attorney's Office directly. They said Aaron did nothing that warranted the treatment he received. 2 days after his death, MIT President Raphael Reif commissioned an independent investigation into MIT's role in the prosecution. The report was published. What it found was not comfort. MIT had not actively pushed for prosecution, but they had not pushed against it either. They remained institutionally neutral, while a 26-year-old faced 50 years in prison for using their network to download library articles. After Aaron Swartz died, Congress introduced legislation in his name, Aaron's Law. It would have reformed the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, the law used to prosecute him, to prevent it from being weaponized against people doing what Aaron had done. Aaron's Law never passed. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act was never reformed. Carmen Ortiz, the U.S. attorney who led the prosecution, was never disciplined. No one was held accountable for what happened to Aaron Swartz. In the years after his death, JSTOR began making portions of its archive publicly accessible, millions of articles, free, no paywall, no $30 fee to read research. Your taxes had already funded exactly what Aaron Swartz was trying to make happen. He was right. He just did not live to see it.
The question this case leaves behind is not a comfortable one. When a system has the power to charge someone with 50 years in prison for an act that harmed no one, that the alleged victim had already forgiven, what is that power actually for? Is it justice? Or is it a message? Aaron Swartz believed that information should be free. Not free as in stolen. Free as in accessible. Free as in, if your taxes paid for the research, you should be able to read it. That belief cost him 2 years of legal proceedings, a public indictment, the threat of 50 years in prison. And every day he lived after January 2011, carrying the weight of what the government had decided to do with his life.
There is a document filed in federal court, Boston, Massachusetts. Case 111-CR 10260. It lists 13 felony counts against a person named Aaron Swartz. At the top, his name. At the bottom, the trial date that never came. JSTOR is partially free now. Aaron's Law never passed. The law used against him is still exactly what it was. And somewhere right now, someone else is being charged under it. Aaron Swartz was not a criminal. He was a person who looked at a locked door on information the public had already paid for and decided to open it. The government decided that was worth 50 years of his life. He gave them 26 instead, and walked away from the rest. This was a real case. Every detail in this video is documented. In federal court records, the MIT Independent Investigation Report, JSTOR's own public statements, and congressional testimony. The links are in the description. If this story stayed with you, there is another one on this channel. The link is on screen now.